Welcome. Thank you for joining the conversation about the 19 rules for getting rich and staying rich despite Wall Street. As we move through this session and other sessions, I'm going to ask you to go to certain passages in your book, so please have it available. If you don't own a book, you can buy one from your local bookstore, from our website, uniquereads.com, from Amazon, or wherever ebooks are sold. It comes in hardback, paperback, and ebook format. Now, we just said the last time that we're going to talk to you about personal risk that you have that are different from investment risk. Go to page 69, rule number 10, lack of investing discipline and patience. Look in the mirror. You're the only one who makes the decisions about your investment portfolio. All right? I want you to start right now understanding that you're the most important person in your life and you should be paid first. Now, I've told you several times, do not change your current lifestyle for your investment program. All right? However, all of us have what I call leakage of money that just seems to sort of fly out and we don't know where it went. So what I'd like you to do is to set up automatically from your operating account to your investment account a sum of money each month. This can be $5 a month, it can be $5 a week, it can be $10 a month or whatever. Something that you will not miss and you will not change your lifestyle because you have sent that over there. Okay? All right, that's number one. Number two, I want you to set a minimum standard in your investing for an average annual 3% a year dividend rate when you're buying common stocks. An average annual 3% a year dividend rate when you're buying common stocks. That does not mean that every stock should yield 3%. What it does mean is that if you choose to buy a stock that has a 2% dividend, you put the same exact amount of money at that time in a stock that has a 4% dividend, so that together the two of them will average 3%. Okay? Now, then I want you to have a target return of 4.66% on your fixed income securities. You can't do that. You can't make each one of them have 4.66% because in fixed income securities, the shorter the maturity, the lower the interest or dividend. The longer the maturity, the higher the interest in the dividend. So your target is when you have been able to put money all along that maturity spectrum, and then you look at it to see that you're getting to 4.66%. Okay? Lastly, as far as the discipline is concerned, don't fall for the pie in the sky, hope and a prayer companies, high risk speculations that Wall Street would love for you to have. All right? And don't fall for overpriced stocks being the only place that you can ever make any money, because that's not true either. All right? Now let's go to page 72, rule number 11. Too many people have too much leverage in their life, and it's the wrong kind of leverage. They have credit card debt, they have personal loans at the bank, and they have bought things on buy now, pay later basis. You should only have two types of loans in your life. You should have a 30-year fixed rate loan on your principal residence. And if you have a business, you should have a business loan if that's necessary to operate your business. All right? No margin accounts, no borrowing money against your investments, no borrowing money to spend on things that are not investments themselves. All right? Now, go to page 76, uncontrolled insurance cost. Only you and your family can determine the proper deductible you have on a health insurance policy. Nothing what I say should impact that fact. But if you can, if it's possible, you should have a high medical insurance deductible, particularly high enough to qualify you for what's called a health savings account. If you do have a high deductible from a normal deductible, your premium is going to be less. Take that premium and put half of it in your operating account for any co-payment increases that you might have, and put half of that premium savings into the HSA. All right? Don't take the money out of the HSA until you have a major medical issue. When you do take it out, you'll be able to take it out without any taxes, including its earnings, if you're paying a medical bill. All right? Now let's talk about property insurance. Make certain that your principal residence is insured for a replacement amount. Even if you are not in a flood zone, take out flood insurance. If you're not in a flood zone, it will cost you very little money. But you need to understand that flooding of a home comes not just by rising water, but from what they now call rain bombs from the sky. All right, so always have flood insurance no matter where you are. All right, now for your toys and your vehicles. You know that your car, your boat, your motorcycle, your ATV, your golf cart, as soon as you took it off the showroom lot, it went straight down in value. So every 2 or 3 years, double check with an agent to make sure that you are not paying too much for these depreciated assets. All right? Now let's talk about life insurance. There's basically 3 kinds of life insurance. There's whole life, there's universal life, there's term life, and there's all kinds of packages using a little bit of each one of those. What you want to do is, first of all, to understand that life insurance is renting an estate before you build one. So you want to be covered with insurance at least through age 65. All right? We think that you should have term life insurance. And if you have term and life insurance, there's 2 kinds of premiums. One is a premium that goes up every year, and the other is a premium that is fixed for the life of the policy. You want to have the premium that's fixed for the life of the policy. Depending upon when you begin getting the insurance, you might have to have one policy that covers for 15 or 20 years, and then another policy that covers to at least age 65. Okay? All right, now, let's go to how much insurance you should have. This is always an area that I find people exaggerate and cause themselves a little bit of a problem. You should have 3 years worth of your annual income in term life insurance. Why 3 years? Because that will give your family or your beneficiaries ample time to calmly figure out how they're going to change their lifestyle if necessary going forward. You don't need to have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. Having life insurance is not like hitting the lottery. Okay? Now go to page 81, rule number 13. It is a mistake not to have a taxable account. Remember, we talked about the tax deferred and the tax free and the fully taxable account. A number of people think that all they have to have is just the tax deferred and the tax free account. That is wrong. it is important for you to make sure that you fully take advantage of any employer match in your tax-deferred account or tax-free account, okay? Once you have done that, you should set up the taxable account. You should place assets in each one of these accounts, the tax-deferred, the tax-free, and the taxable, the way we talked about in session number 4. But what the taxable account does for you is to give you tremendous flexibility without having any additional tax implications. All right? Now, these are the personal risks that you can control. If you minimize them, not only will your portfolio improve, but your AAIR, average annual investment return, and your AATC, average annual total change in your portfolio, will improve as well. Next session, we're going to get into rules 14, 15, and 16. Thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you then.